Hello everyone and welcome to another review. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance from the house of Diptyque. It is none other than Eau Duelle. The most popular Diptyque fragrance that most people are talking about is Philosophicos, probably butchering that one, which is the fig-based fragrance. But this one is Eau Duelle. It was released in 2010 and I personally think it's actually a better fragrance, but again, it's all about, preference. So here's the bottle. Very simple bottle. It's just got, the glass bottle, very simple looking. It's got the Diptyque logo on the front of it. Cap pops off, sturdy cap, pops back on. Not much to say about this. This is the 100 milliliter. It comes in two main sizes, 50 milliliter and 100 milliliter. 50 milliliter is going to run you about $90. 100 is going to run you about, I believe, like $120. So obviously you're getting a little bit more if you pay a little bit more. Or if you get more if you pay a little bit more for it. So you do the math. The box looks like this. It's just got a plain white box, has the Diptyque logo on the front of it. Sorry it's so hard to see, but the light's right there, so that's what it looks like. Now, the line in general, they're pretty well known, I guess you could say, amongst fragrance enthusiasts. That said, they've got a lot of good candles. I know there's a couple candles that I actually want to purchase for them, so it's worth mentioning of that. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the notes for this fragrance. The notes consist of cardamom, elemi resin, olabanum, bergamot, pink pepper, juniper, saffron, black tea, musk, ambergris, and bourbon vanilla. Right, so when you spray this fragrance, what I get from this fragrance is right off the bat, you're going to get a lot of spices. So the pink pepper, the cardamom come at you, but the cardamom, in a lot of fragrances that have cardamom, they come off as, I want to say, kind of like have this body odor type of smell, and you don't really get that from this. The spices quickly recede into the background and are replaced with the main note of this fragrance, which is vanilla. Vanilla really defines this fragrance to the T. And it took me a while of kind of searching in my head of where did I kind of smell this type of vanilla from, and I realized where it was from, and it reminds me of Spirito du Blovini. It's not the same fragrance by far. Spirito is definitely sweeter. It has a little bit more of a boozy note, but this is more like a subdued version of that. The spices on this really I want to say second fiddle to the vanilla on this, and the vanilla on this is really an edible vanilla. It tastes like it smells like you can eat it. It smells like you can taste it, basically. It's one of those fragrances that does really well in that aspect. Because of it, it's very rich. It's very creamy. So think of all these little notes that I'm kind of mentioning on the side of it, whether it be the ambergris, whether it be the spices on it, whether it be the tea notes. You can smell that in this fragrance, but they're all subdued and they all complement the vanilla that's in this fragrance, and that's really what I get from this. Vanilla, and vanilla. And a vanilla to the point where it reminds me of the dry down, basically, of Spirito du Blovini. Not the beginning of it or even the heart of it, but the dry down once it's been on your skin for a long time. It's like this kind of goes straight to the dry down. And to its credit, it actually remains linear for it, which I think for this fragrance is actually a good thing. It remains linear on your skin, especially, mixes well, melds well, and almost becomes a second skin to you as you wear it. Yeah, definitely one to check out. Now, because of the spices, this is one that I highly recommend that you try first before you buy it. The spiciness and the vanilla, it might react a little bit differently with your skin, and you might not get the same results. But this is definitely one that you want to put on your skin and try rather than spraying it on a strip, because it really does not smell the same. This is a classic example of a fragrance that you really can't do that with, and you really have to be careful with. Now, spray-wise, I generally go anywhere between 2 and 4 sprays. 4 is on the heavy side for it, and you might choke yourself out. The fragrance, as far as its performance goes, its performance is average, I found, in terms of projection and sillage. So you're not really going to reach out and choke other people. You'll definitely choke yourself, though. So it has a concentrated scent cloud that's on you. It does have good performance in terms of longevity, and it lasts at least on my skin 12 hours, usually 12 plus, so 12 to 15. I've sprayed this on and had it last on me all day. The one difference as you're wearing it, though, is you're going to find it kind of wear down a bit and become closer to your skin, but it's never really going to disappear until a substantial amount of time. So that's another good fragrance, that it does double as I want to say a second skin, as I've said before. Age group, because of the spices, I think it's more appropriate for a little bit older people, so 25 plus. Take a look at this. If not, as always, it's just a suggestion, but I do think it has a little bit more of an airy or a mature vibe to it. As far as occasion goes and season-wise, I say fall and winter. Fall and winter is the prime time for this one. It's definitely more of a cool type of a situation. You might be able to get away with it a little bit more in the warmer months, especially when it's in the evening. But I do think that this specializes in the fall and the winter. It's got that staying power, and it really is amplified by heat. So you kind of want to keep it down a bit. At least that's my opinion for it. And as far as occasion goes, work is a good occasion. I put that with an asterisk. As long as you keep the sprays down, it's a good occasion for work. It's great for casual, and it's great for a date fragrance. So look at it that way. As always, they'll try it with other scenarios. I just think it works best for those. So, as with all my fragrances, I take them out and have other people smell them. And people gave that a rating, basically. 100 people smelled it, and I gave them a choice and pretty much asked them what they thought of the fragrance. 72 people liked it. Of the people who liked it, they said that it was sweet, they said that it was cozy, and they said that it was yummy. 20 people disliked it. They said that it was either too spicy or too sweet. The spices really show in the beginning of the fragrance, and that's really when most of them actually smell the fragrance, was after first spray or after it being on for 5 minutes, and I kept kind of going around and having people smell it. And 8 people thought it was neutral. So if I'm going to go ahead and give this fragrance a rating, I give this fragrance a rating of an 8 out of 10. I think it's a beautiful gourmand that really deserves its own shine and its own light. I wouldn't keep it, or I wouldn't actually buy it now that I know that it really reminds me so much of Spirito Double Vanille, and I do like that better. That's my top number one vanilla at this point, and still hasn't been supplanted, but that does not make this a bad fragrance. I'm just looking at it from my perspective. This is definitely cheaper than SDV though, so if you're looking for that, boozy vanilla, that gourmandy vanilla, take a look at this one. It's unisex. It's definitely unisex, and I actually do think that it leans more femme than it does male. But males can still pull it off, and the spices allow you to do that and help you to do that a little bit better. And the final thing is that it's a little bit deceptive in that even though it comes off as a strong fragrance, it still kind of remains a little bit closer to the skin than most people actually think. So definitely try it before you buy it. Either way, I'm a fan of this fragrance, and I actually do like it. So give it a try, get a sample of it, see what you think of it. If you have any questions whatsoever, as always, let me know. Leave a message, send me a note, do whatever you got to do. Thank you, take care of yourselves, and have a great day.